The Toronto Maple Leafs goaltending situation just got trickier, as well as Max Domi gets promoted, and we'll break it all down for you coming up on this episode of Hat-Trick HQ. But before we get into it, just want to say, if you're one of the thousands of people watching this that aren't subscribed, you love hockey just like all of us here on the channel, make sure to go down below, hit that subscribe button for your daily dose of NHL content. But with that said, let's get right into the first topic of the video today, which is Matt Murray making a return. And as we take a look here, there was kind of a sequence of events that went on today, where Mark Masters said Matt Murray is on the ice ahead of Leafs practice. And then, as we've seen from David Alter, he said Matt Murray is taking shots from Leafs playing prior to practice today. And then everybody was wondering, is he going to take practice? But we did get clarification from David Alter that practice is underway and Matt Murray departs the session before it begins. And we do also see a quote from Sheldon Keefe here after practice today. Sheldon Keefe calls it a very good sign that Matt Murray took part in skills work before main practice. Today was probably the biggest step he's taken in terms of our guys being out there, looking like he's moving well. He still says he remains a long ways away from game action. So, Mark, I've seen this today, and I've seen a lot of Leafs fans wondering, is Matt Murray going to make a return very soon? But we do kind of get some clarification there with them saying he's still a long ways away. But, I mean, if he can come back for the playoffs, that would mean the Toronto Maple Leafs have 4 goaltenders right now. And that kind of makes things tricky for head coach Sheldon Keefe.
Yeah, because the big thing with this is we haven't had a Leafs goaltender for the entire season take this stretch over and say, hey, I'm the number one. We've seen at the start of the year, Joseph Woll took that spot. He went down with an injury. Samsonov came in, took that spot. Martin Jones came in, took that spot. Now it seems like it's back to Samsonov. So it seems weird that the Leafs have this inconsistent but yet consistent in the sense that someone does pick up and come in as this 1A goalie. But it's going to get interesting if a guy like Matt Murray does come back fully healthy. I know Matt Murray wasn't the best goaltender with the Toronto Maple Leafs when he did play, but this was a guy that did look outstanding once he did first come to this team. I like to go back to when he came back from an injury last year against the Dallas Stars. I think it was something like 39 or 40 shots he saved in a shutout. I believe it was a 4-0 game, and he looks good when healthy. It's just a matter of, are you getting a healthy Matt Murray or a Matt Murray that kind of rushed himself back? So it will get interesting come playoff time. I am pretty certain to say that Samsonov and Joseph Woll, whatever the hot hand is, will be between the pipes. But if we see another injury, if both goaltenders start to struggle, if Martin Jones doesn't end up playing, it will get interesting to see, will the Leafs give a couple of games to Matt Murray, maybe the last couple of this season? Maybe you just rotate between the 4 goalies at the end of the year, find the hottest hand. I mean, if Matt Murray comes back and gets you 3 or 4 shutouts in a row, it's hard to not look at this guy and say, hey, why don't we try you for game 1? So it will get interesting, and I think it's going to leave a lot of speculation on what happens if he comes off IR and what the team might look like if he does and performs better than what we have right now.
Yeah, and we still don't really know the extent of like how healthy he is right now. We haven't heard any word on that, but I mean, like you said, it will be very interesting if he does make a return here towards the end of the season into the playoffs, because Matt Murray is the type of goaltender who we've seen in his career go in and dominate playoff series and stuff like this. So I mean, he is a little bit older now, but it will be interesting to see if he does come back and gets back in between the pipes, because it would be fun to see Matt Murray get back in there. And like you said, they do have Samsonov, they do have Joseph Woll, who are their main 2 goaltenders right now, with Martin Jones kind of being that third guy who's popping in and out every now and then. I think right now their goaltending situation is fine. It would just be really funny to see a 4 goalie rotation. I mean, I think they when you have goalies of 4 goalies of that caliber on your team, I mean that's just amazing. And like you said, I think Joseph Woll or Samsonov is going to be their playoff guy, whoever has the hottest hand, like you said, going into the playoff series. But it is interesting nonetheless to hear Matt Murray get back on the ice, take some shots from the players and stuff like that. It just means a lot to, I'm sure it means a lot to this guy, being out all season, just wanting to get back out on the ice. And we do see it again today. But what this situation kind of reminds me of, Mark, obviously everybody knows here I'm a Montreal fan. It kind of reminds me of Carey Price. I hate to say it, but I would love to see Matt Murray get back and play another game before ultimately his career ends, because unfortunately we didn't get to see it with Carey Price, so hopefully we get to see it with Matt Murray. But I want to hear from you guys down below in the comment section. What do you think about Matt Murray back taking the ice, and where do you think this leaves the team if they had to go with 4 goalies in the playoffs? Let us know down below. We're going to get into the second topic of the video today, which is Domi gets promoted. And if we take a look here, this was from Mark Masters. He said Max Domi is working with the top power play unit ahead of practice. He said Liljegren remains up top alongside Matthews, Tavares, and Nylander. And if we take a look at their 2 power play units that they're rolling with in practice today, we had Lily with Domi, Tavares, Matthews, and Nylander on PP1. And on PP2, we had Riley, McCabe, McMahon, Robertson, and Nyes. And Mark, another good thing to note here that I didn't include here in the screenshots was that he was playing top line right wing with Matthews and Nyes on the top line for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I think that's very interesting for Domi too, to kind of get that there as well. But we do take a look at his stats for this season, and I think he's been very solid for the Toronto Maple Leafs this year. And one thing I like about Max Domi is the heart he plays with. He plays with his heart on his sleeve every night, and he's going to go out there and do what he needs to do to get your team a win. And so far this season, he has 39 points, 8 goals, 31 assists in 68 games played. He's been very solid, like I said, for this team. But in the last 5 game stretch is where we get to see Domi kind of, excel. I mean, against Washington, it was kind of a point night, but he did have 4 points, 4 assists, and then he has, 1 point game and a 2 point game. So that leaves him at 7 points over the last 5 games. So, Mark, it just seems to me that Domi's kind of been on a hot streak right now, and head coach Sheldon Keefe has seen this, and now with Marner out with the high ankle sprain and Bertuzzi out with illness, you kind of give this guy the opportunity that he's played so good in these last couple of games to get up on the top line with Matthews and Nyes.
Yeah, the big thing with Austin Matthews is it's not necessarily that Matthews needs a playmaker next to him, but if you need a playmaker, the second best option on this team behind a guy like Mitch Marner, obviously, is Max Domi. I mean, I kind of talked in it on the video yesterday, where if you go and look at 5-on-5 numbers and you look at Max Domi, he's number 7 in the NHL with 5-on-5 assists. This is not power play. 3-on-3, 4-on-4, none of this. So seeing him get onto this top line with the league's best goal scorer is just going to create something. I mean, Austin Matthews is a big body. He doesn't go into the corners as much as a guy like Domi does. So maybe having Domi on this line to be the pest, to be the playmaker, to chase loose pucks, and just be the dog, just to bleed blue. I think this is a perfect combination. And honestly, Bertuzzi looked good there as well. So in the perfect world, maybe you get the sense of having Bertuzzi, Matthews, and a guy like Domi on the top line. And it gives you options once you get guys like Kyle Yarncroke back, Mitch Marner. Maybe you see Mitch Marner and Tavares on the line. Maybe see Nylander go and hold down the third line with a couple of guys. And just to space this out, the playoffs are the most important time of the year, which is an obvious quote. But the big thing with this is you need every line rolling. So being able to spread out these guys, especially if Bertuzzi and Domi works with Matthews, is going to be huge for this team.
Yeah, and obviously it's really tough to see these guys go down with injury, but in this situation, it is giving Sheldon Keefe kind of, the tools to kind of make some shakeups here going into the final stretch to see if they can work out for the playoffs. And I think if Domi really clicks up here on the top line over this next game or next couple of games, however many games he gets up there, I really do think this is a situation that we could see arise maybe come playoff time. Maybe if they're looking to make a shakeup in the lineup, I think this could be something we could see, but like I said, once you get your guys back like Marner and Bertuzzi and Yarncroke, you'll really see the playoff lines kind of solidify here. But it is nice during this time to kind of test things out, see where they are going forward. And if anybody's been watching this channel for a while, obviously they know how big of a fan of Max Domi I am. I think he is the best acquisition they had this offseason. Like I said previously, he wears his heart on his sleeve. He's going to go out there and do whatever it takes to come home with the win. He's going to get in the corners. He's going to, make it great passes. Obviously, like you said, he's a great playmaker, and I think putting him up here on the line with Austin Matthews is really going to help Matthews score a few goals here while Marner is out. And I think this is a really interesting situation that we've seen, and it's a well-deserved promotion.
Yeah, the big thing is, like I was saying, when you look at a guy like Max Domi's, his assist numbers 5 on 5 has been incredible. So getting him onto this top power play where he's going to be able to play make, he has more room to work with, and most certainly he has better talent around him. We've seen this guy pretty much go between the second and third line all year. So seeing him on a line with a guy like John Tavares, Matthews, Nylander, he has so much more to work with and so much more star power plus the space. Like I said, that his numbers will go up. This is a guy that was much overdue to get some power play time. And honestly, if they want to go the route of maybe breaking the power play up a tiny bit, where you spread talent out, maybe Nylander and Tavares go down to the second one. Once Marner returns, you keep Matthews, Marner, Liljegren, Bertuzzi, whatever it might be, it's a good idea, especially in the playoffs where your team's going to get tired, they're going to get worn down, and you don't want to have your first power play out every 2 minutes and for the entirety of the game.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you. I was a really big fan when I seen this today. Like you said, it's kind of long overdue, but now with some talent out due to injury and illness, we do get to see this arise, and I really hope that they get the opportunity to get on the power play in their next game and see how this power play clicks. Because, like you said, Domi's going to be a great playmaker. He's going to get the puck to the goal scorers on the power play unit as well as when he's doing a 5-on-5. He's a great scorer 5-on-5, and I'm just really excited for this guy. I think he's going to really take a hold of this opportunity and get the best of it. So when the playoffs do arise, if a situation comes up where maybe you want to toss Domi up and down this lineup, it can happen because we've seen him play in multiple different areas this year, and I think this is just great for this guy, and I really hope we get to see him re-sign for next season, Mark. I think this would be such a great extension to bring in a guy like Domi back. I think he's proven here to be a great scorer here for the Toronto Maple Leafs, to provide some great secondary offense at times, and I just love this guy, and I'm really glad that he got this promotion here today. But we're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here on the channel, and that is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to our boy Daniel. He says Ovi will break the record, then AM34 will break Ovi's record and the Great One's record. Go Leafs, go! And shout out to you, Daniel, once again for being comment of the day here on the channel. We really we can't come to words with how much your support means to us here on the channel. You've been here since day one. Really appreciate it. And wouldn't that be something, Mark? Austin Matthews breaking Ovi and Wayne Gretzky's goal scoring record.
Yeah, that would be outstanding. I mean, he has the criteria to do it. It's just how long he'll end up playing if he wants to push for it. I know Ovi's not going to retire until he does it, so maybe we'll see Ovi take it, Gretzky slide it too, and maybe someday we'll see Matthews slide up and push these guys down a little more.
Yeah, I mean, I seen a stat the other day that he has more goals than Ovi in the same amount of games played. So this is something that we could see happen if he keeps up on this goal scoring pace. Obviously, the big thing with Ovi is how consistent he's been over his career. And like you said, I don't think he's gonna retire before he breaks this record. And I mean, recently he's been on a little bit of a heater, and I love to see it. I love Ovi, and I really hope he does catch Gretzky and beat this record. It'll be fun to see. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road for 3,500 subscribers here on the channel. So if you enjoy the Leafs, enjoy the NHL, and you want daily updates, make sure to go down below, hit that subscribe button. If you want to check out the video we did yesterday on the Leafs, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I'm your host KC alongside my co-host Mark Pye. Keep your stick on the ice.